And here we have what's really, a good question, but it's part of the, kind of the woulda, coulda, shoulda crowd. What could we have done differently? And if this is the first time seeing me, well, I was married to my wife for 25 years, and unfortunately, she passed away from alcohol use disorder a little over 4.5 years ago. And this comment goes like this, and it's a good comment. Obviously, you did your best as a husband and as a partner, but looking back, do you have any regrets that you could have done to help others avoid on your part? And the thing is, if you don't know what you don't know it until you know it, if that makes sense. Living through it, I'm not a drug and alcohol counselor. Either our spouses or family members. They're not police, they're not prison guards. You don't know it unless you've lived through it. And you get that education from firsthand experience. And looking back, there's only so much you could even think about changing. And the one thing that I would change, I wish we had gotten her into a rehabilitation facility. Her first one was after her first DUI. That was in 2014. She probably would have had some more benefit if she had been incarcerated in a rehab facility about 2004, maybe 10 years earlier. I think it would have had a bigger effect because she wouldn't have been in a later stage. By 2014, she was a late stage 3 alcoholic. 2004, she was probably an early stage 3. And the thing is, this question really centers around the culpability of family members. What was their involvement in the alcoholic becoming an alcoholic? And quite honestly, I think my culpability was zero. And if people have a problem with that and they don't understand that, well, they don't understand the situation. If my wife had never met me and she had lived a completely different life, had a different family, different spouse, she would have gone down this road no matter what was attached to her path, whatever influences were in her life. This was her road to take, and no one could change that. No spouse, no family member. It's a mental health disease. I mean, family members have about as much culpability as if, my wife had breast cancer or throat cancer or lung cancer. We didn't create the problem, we didn't cause the problem, and we can't solve the problem as spouses. Now, we can absorb a lot of the energy, a lot of the toxicity, a lot of the drama, but we are not the cause. And this is a big thing for families and for alcoholics to understand, that you are the source of the problem. The alcoholic is. Whatever their past is, they still have to take accountability and not do the blame game on blaming anybody but themselves, because the alcoholic is 100% responsible for their own sobriety and for their own mental health, period. Now, as far as regrets, I don't really have any. I mean, it was a tragic thing. I talk about really the end years a lot because those were the most dramatic years. But, we had a lot. There was way more good years than there were bad years. I mean, she started getting bad the last 5 or 6 years. So, I mean, we had a good, I'd say 18, 19 years together before it really started going downhill. I think some of that could be attributed to her gastric sleeve bypass, and the absorption rate of the alcohol, I think, really began to affect her physically and mentally. And then I think her body just began to break down from the years and years of alcohol abuse, quite frankly. And it affected all her organs, not just her liver, her pancreas, her kidneys, her intestinal tract, her brain. I mean, she had all kinds of issues. And because your nutrition is so bad, it affects your brain. If you're getting all your nutrition from alcohol, you're not going to be around too long, because our bodies need more than alcohol to survive. And then, of course, I always get the, why did you stay so long? Well, she's my wife, and I've gone over this before. It's more than just marriage vows. That's a big part of it. And you take those seriously. But there is limitations on that. And I mean, I was really in the process of a legal separation when she passed. I've talked a little bit about that. You do have to protect yourself to a point where you're just putting yourself in harm's way. And I've talked about it with my son. If we've done interviews. There's a file at the top of our page that goes over some of the videos that I've made with him and his side of things. I think ultimately we've talked about it with my son, and he's glad that we stayed together as a family, and that was really the goal. The goal was to get my son through his high school years and through his childhood, and ultimately that's what we did. She was not a mean drunk. That's the thing. She was a very kind person, even when she was inebriated. And I think it came out, and I think we did the right thing by staying together as a family. And ultimately, it worked out for the best for everyone. And again, every situation and every family is not the same. Everyone is completely different. So you can't project your own experiences onto another person's experiences, because you're dealing with different personalities and different, different situations. With the alcoholic. So, this situation, again, Amanda's book is called Amanda, A Cautionary Tale of Alcoholism. You can buy it on Amazon. It's out. It's been out for a few days. It's also on my website. The link is in my link tree. It's in my just above in my bio. Go to the website, you click on, there's a PayPal button right there, or you can pick it up on Amazon. Again, the ebook will be out right around Christmas time, and the audiobook, that'll be in the works next year. Let's see how the book goes first. That's a whole nother expense. But right now, the ebook will be out in a couple weeks, and you will be able to get it internationally soon enough. Again, I go live Monday through Friday, right around 6 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, most nights. Try to do it Monday through Friday. We also have the Facebook group, There's an Alcoholic in the Family. And then when you're ready to work with me one-on-one, again, the link to set up a Zoom call. It's called There's an a breakthrough call, rather. It takes about 45 minutes to an hour. We do a deep dive into what's going on with you and your family. And I'm really looking for people who want to change their lives. The call is free. The course is definitely not. But I'm looking for people who want to change their lives and the lives of their family. And again, thanks so much for listening.